So the coronavirus is getting done the kind of socialism that the Bernie Sanders campaign has been pushing for. It turns out the coronavirus is our progressive champion. Why do you say that, Jimmy? Well, because, I've tried to tell people the reason why, this is my theory anyway, the reason why they have Medicare for all, they have universal health care in Europe and UK, is because they bombed the shit out of each other for 4 straight years. So they had like a coronavirus thing happen for 4 years straight. So they already had to confront stuff like this. People getting blown to smithereens. Can you imagine they bomb a couple of city blocks? You got a kid with his leg blown off. Where's your insurance card? In the middle of a war? Nope, you got to fill this out. You got to fill this out. So that's always been my theory why they got it and why they have Medicare for all and we don't, because nobody bombed us. Well, this coronavirus is like we're getting bombed. And so so we predicted on the show, because I was finger crossing, but it was also confirmed by Dylan Radigan when he came on that Trump would do a UBI. And I'm like, a UBI? That seems like to me, that's the biggest social program there could be. Socialism, the government just gives you a check for doing nothing? Yes. And I said, why would they do that, Dylan? He said, out of options. Out of options. So why doesn't capitalism save us? Why doesn't why isn't Amazon and Microsoft and Apple and Wall Street, why aren't they saving us? Capitalism, oh, they're not? They're all becoming socialists now? Of course they are. Of course they are. Because whenever the chips are down, you turn to the government. We turn to each other, which is what government is. Again, remember, it's socialism for the wealthy, rugged individualism for everyone else. So here's what Trump is proposing. This was from AP reporter Zeke Miller. He said he's got insight into a Treasury proposal from the Trump administration that they're going to deliver $500 billion in checks to millions of Americans, and the first round is coming in April 6th. And Trump institutes full-blown socialism. Full-blown socialism. It's funny. Some people are saying that's not socialism.
What is it?
I don't know what they think socialism. Well, certainly it's not the workers owning the meetings of production. No, it's not that. I think maybe that's what they mean. Millions of citizens are scared of socialism, are now praying for government aid. Millions of citizens scared of socialism are now praying for government aid. All these people are voting for Joe Biden are hoping the government bails them out. Joe Biden said he will veto Medicare for all. So Trump has really done this. There it is. That's it. It's going to happen. Trump is instituting full-blown socialism. Look at that. It's giving you free money just for free. And guess what no one's saying today? Do you know what no one is saying today? How are you going to pay for it? No one's saying that. Isn't that amazing? Here's another one. Here's someone else. Trump ordered suspension of all evictions and home loan foreclosures.
Take that, Mnuchin.
Now, that is just for, it only applies to homeowners with mortgages insured by the Federal Housing Administration, a HUD agency said. Oh. So if you have a mortgage through the government, through HUD, Trump has put a moratorium on your foreclosures and evictions. So it's not all foreclosures and evictions, which is coming next. That's coming next.
I'll have to.
Can't kick people out of their fucking house in the middle of a pandemic. And nobody's got money to pay their fucking mortgage. So that's coming. And do you remember when Barack Obama did this after the crash? Remember he put a stop on all the foreclosures and evictions? Me neither. Me neither. Trump's more of a lefty than Barack Obama. Trump is out-lefting the left. Because we were in just as dire straits in 2009. People were ready for huge structural change. People were ready. Barack Obama did nothing. And he disbanded his movement, got rid of his mailing list, told everybody to stay home. And they went along and kicked 5.1 million families out of their houses. Trump is out-lefting fucking Barack Obama all over this crisis. This is how he's handling the crisis. He's stopping foreclosures, giving everybody a UBI. Wow. Let's see, what is this one? Update, President Trump announced the closure of the U.S.-Canadian border to non-essential travelers as the coronavirus epidemic intensified in both countries, but said that trade would not be impacted. So there you go. I said they got to shut the country down. They just shut the border down. Well, I'm sure the border's shut down with. So now we're shut down.
You know, Jimmy, they're still doing raids, immigration raids.
I can't. It's just nuts stuff. It's just nuts.
We'll cover that tomorrow.
But
And they still have
Nancy Pelosi's big idea was that she's going to give 20% of the workforce sick leave. 20%.
Who's she going to pick?
It's crazy, man. The Democrats are such a calcified party. They can't even respond to this crisis. They're they're completely calcified. They're incapable of movement to help people. Incapable. The Republicans are more able to implement socialism than the Democrats are. Neoliberalism is a killer.
Well, Jimmy, we were talking yesterday, we were talking about how, I have a bunch of friends who teach, and Gavin Newsom, I'm going to do a story later about what he's saying. He's saying, hey, everybody, get ready. School won't be returning for spring, won't be returning in the summer, most likely in the fall. Now, in the meantime, they're saying, kids are going to have to be resourceful and use the internet. Well, at some point, isn't the United States going to have to make it a utility? The internet, JD?
Yes.
Why? Why would they, right now, how does a kid who doesn't have a stable home condition, may be homeless, how are they going to be able to tend to their school studies? That's a challenge beyond belief right now.
Trump suspending mortgage foreclosures, demanding cash payments to Americans, now invoking the Defense Production Act to force private firms to produce needed supplies is incredible. Kind of a shell shock for anyone who reported on any economic policies in the Obama years. Think what he's doing. Trump suspended mortgage foreclosures, demanding cash payments to Americans. Spending mortgage foreclosures, he's demanding cash payments to Americans. Now he's invoking the Defense Production Act to force private firms to produce needed supplies. So what he's going to do is use hopefully, according to Lee, what Barack Obama should have did was use some of that bailout cash to get those corporations to do the fucking shit we want them to do. Hey, why don't you make stuff back here in the United States? So now we don't have a supply chain. Now we got to rely on China in a crisis. So that's Trump's plan. So it looks like Trump's plan is going to be to start $500 billion UBI. It's going to start on April 6th, according to that reporting. And some people are saying $1,000 a month payment. Some people are saying $1,500 a month payment. I think
saw Bernie request $2,000.
I saw Bernie request $2,000. So $2,000 would definitely be better. But I bet they settle on $1,500. But who knows what they'll do. Hey, this is the part where I tell you where our live shows are, but there aren't any. And then I would tell you to go join our premium, but nobody has a fucking job. So why don't you just enjoy the video?